Today we're talking about setting goals and planning for your success. This topic means a lot to me. I remember being stuck in this loop where I knew exactly where I wanted to go, and I always had these 3 a.m. motivation ideas in my head, but without clearly setting the goals and writing them down. I would always go back in this loop where I would forget and feel stuck and kind of forget what I really wanted by clearly writing down all my goals with the help of AI, which you guys all have access to. I could always go back, and I started this in January, and I wrote down Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, all the long-term goals, and I was able to always go back to them and remind myself what I really wanted to achieve. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to take a minute and think about any goals you have at this moment right now. And for the next 4 weeks, I want you to go back to it 2 to 3 times every single week. And there's absolutely no way you don't follow through with the goal you put down on that piece of paper. Setting clear, specific goals give direction and purpose. Once you understand that, it'll be life-changing for you. And there's a big difference between vague dreams and actionable goals. Let's take, for example, getting in shape. I want to get in shape versus I want to lose 10 pounds this summer. If you were to write down, I want to get in shape on a piece of paper, every time you're going back to that piece of paper, I guarantee you that you will just see it as this broad dream that you wished you had. You wished you were in shape. But if you put actionable steps with the main goal, losing 10 pounds this summer, and follow every single step that you put down, and again, with AI, it is possible. All of you have it at home. Unless you're extremely lazy, there is no way you don't lose that 10 pounds. Let's take myself, for example. I wanted to start this YouTube channel. I didn't just write down, I want to start a YouTube channel and broadly just shoot it out there. Anyone can just start a YouTube channel, put out a bio, create their banner and their profile image, and probably put their one boring video that really has no guidance, no true purpose behind it. But what I did, I wrote out exactly the content I wanted to put out there, and I also wrote what my channel would be about, clearly set all the actionable steps I have to take to eventually reach 10, 20, 40 videos. If I'm willing to do the work and follow all these steps word for word, I genuinely believe that my channel will eventually grow. Now, when you write down your goals, you also have to clearly define your short-term and long-term goals. Short-term is daily, weekly, monthly goals, and long-term is 1 to 5 years and beyond. Short-term goals act as a stepping stone toward bigger long-term objectives. Make sure your short-term goals have some sort of value to those long-term goals. Make sure they're relevant to those longer, bigger goals. Long-term goals, I want to lose 25 pounds in a year. Short-term goals, go for a run every 3 days. Run a 3K, a 5K every week. Now, these are short-term goals that can be accomplished, and that all depends on what you can do and what you know you can do. Now, something that could help you to break down your big goals, and what I do to break it down into actionable steps, I use the SMART framework. And what does SMART mean? It's being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. For example, this year I want to gain about 15 to 20 pounds, well, before my birthday. So I started by writing down the calorie intake I would need. Now I also want to stay lean, so I started writing down the foods that had the most protein intake per calorie. And with that, I started creating specific meals I would be eating and meal prepping with these foods I just read about on the internet. And hopefully, by staying true to this plan I put out, I can eventually see results. Now, that's also something I want to talk about: the power of discipline and consistency. Having discipline will always play a major role in your life. It's with discipline that we can consistently work toward our goals, even when motivation fades. Consistency creates habits. It takes about 21 days to create habits, and habits lead to more progress, which eventually leads to success. But how do I stay disciplined? Well, I don't know. Maybe a calendar, maybe note taking, setting reminders on your phone, putting down daily routines on a piece of paper, or having accountability friends, people by your side on the same path as you. Now, I won't act like I'm always consistent and always have discipline. Everybody starts somewhere. For me, I started about 4 months ago, and I can't even express how much it helped me in my personal and professional life, whether it's academics, fitness, or business. With all that being said, I want you to always go back to your goals. Don't forget this part, it's really critical. You have to make sure it always matches and aligns with your values and aspirations. Adjusting your goals is necessary as circumstances change. Look, life has its up and downs. Now that you have all your goals written down, short term and long term, you could easily do daily, weekly, or monthly check ins and adjust those plans based on progress or setbacks. Alright, in case you lost focus throughout the video, I want to recap the main points for you. First, setting clear goals. Second, breaking down those goals into actionable steps. Third, you have consistency slash discipline. And last but not least, you have regular reviews and adjustments. I truly believe and encourage you guys to follow these steps that I named in this video. Just remember, setbacks are part of the journey, and growth comes from overcoming them. You can achieve great things if you commit to setting your goals.